What up, guys? It's Rob again. Today I'm going to give you guys a relevant to movies review, which is over Avengers 2, Age of Ultron. So, if you don't know what the Avengers is and you don't know what Avengers 2 is, stop watching this review and go watch the review of the first movie at least, or just go watch the first movie. That's what I would say. Anyway, Avengers 2 clearly is about Ultron and how Tony Stark accidentally creates Ultron when he's just trying to help the world and he just makes a mistake. So it follows the Avengers initially when they're just cleaning up the rest of Hydra or S.H.I.E.L.D. If you know the last movie. But they're just them cleaning them up, and then Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., who still does an amazing job, finds this secret project they were working on and takes it back to his lab. He then, at the reluctance of Bruce Banner, convinces Banner that it's a good idea to try and harness artificial intelligence and use it in drones to, peacekeeping, all that good stuff, so the Avengers don't have to worry about it. And, of course, the project goes awry and all that good stuff. So, now, enough synopsis. Let's get into the video, or the review itself. Alright, so again, pros first, cons first, pros last. I don't know what just happened there. Alright, so, cons for this movie, definitely gotta be the cliche story. I mean, the story has been done to death. The whole, oh, I just created something, but it turns out to be the actual thing that we're gonna have to defeat. But, never mind. I'm not going to say that because then that gets in pros while I'm still talking about the cons. So, yeah, there's that. And then, let's see, some of the other cons. For me, a couple of the relationships that they decided to follow, I guess I'm okay with, but it just threw me for a loop. It came out of left field for me anyway, because I haven't been keeping up with it, though, so that just goes for, me. So it might not be the same for you guys. Let's see. Other than that, some of the shots are a bit blurry. When I saw it, to the max. IMAX 3D, all that good stuff. And honestly, the 3D looked really blurry. I looked over at a couple of my friends that were with me, and I was like, okay, are my eyes just bad, or does this look blurry? And they all agreed it looked blurry. So when you go to see it, yes, it's a great movie, and if you want, the whole experience, you can go see it in IMAX, but I would just recommend going to see it in a regular theater. If you don't have an IMAX, don't worry about it, because it was okay. Just okay. The last con I gotta say is one of the jokes they use, they just kind of use it to death. Me and my buddy were discussing it, and we were both like, yeah, as soon as that joke came out, and we were like, it's going to be the running joke. And they just kind of did it to death for that, but that's the end of the cons, actually. It was a pretty good movie. So, on to the pros. Alright, so, starting off the pros, has to be the fight scenes. Holy crap. As everyone has been saying, if you guys have been consistently watching reviews for this, the fight between the Hulkbuster and the Hulk is just amazing. I'm not going to put anything up here and spoil you guys, but it's awesome. Let's just leave it at that. It's awesome. Another one of the pros definitely has to be the humor. I mean, yes, the first Avengers was funny, and past Avengers movies not Avengers, but Marvel movies are typically kind of funny. This one was freaking hilarious. There was a lot of spots where I was just laughing and having a great time, especially with Ultron, because I figured, he was just going to be your flat 2D, I'm evil, I'm going to destroy the world type villain. Nope, he had some of the wittiest dialogue in the movie, which was awesome. Which actually leads me into the next pro, which is character development. Now, some reviewers are saying that they don't like Tony Stark's character development, and they don't think he does any development whatsoever in the movie. I personally disagree, because yes, it is kind of an endless cycle initially, but then Thor comes in and confirms basically what Tony Stark was doing anyway. So Tony Stark had the right idea, he just didn't quite know how to go about it. Anyway, I'm going way off topic here. Character development is amazing. I thought it was very even too, and the way they used the villains aside from Ultron's powers to kind of show that was ingenious. It was a really good way to show backstory without having, dramatic backstory sequence. Here we go. Crap, just hit the thing. Let's see. Best character development has to definitely between Hawkeye, Black Widow, and Bruce Banner. Banner, he kind of stays the same, but you do sort of see some maturing in it. But Hawkeye, I mean, he was just kind of the dude that shoots arrows, to me anyway. I didn't really get a big kick out of him. And then they go and do this awesome. I thought it was cool. This awesome sequence for explaining his backstory, in a indirect way too, which was really cool. It wasn't just like everyone else where it was flashback. This one was using current events to explain his past, which is really cool. I do have to agree with the other reviewers on this, though. It is very much just sort of a segue movie into the bigger movies when they're getting ready to merge everybody, especially with the Infinity Stones. There is a scene. It's not right after it's not after the credits. It's Marvel got it right and put it just before the credits, so you don't have to sit through 6 minutes of credits to see this thing. Let's see, what else was good? Acting, of course. I mean, how are you going to go wrong? Other than that, great movie. I would 4.5 out of 5, I would say. I mean, it's good. It depends on how hardcore of a Marvel fan you are. Like, if you read the comic books and you know all this stuff, it's probably not going to be quite as good. But for someone like me who's just sort of a pedestrian going in to see it, it's great. It's awesome. I mean, I came home, my eyes were like saucepans, just telling everybody, you got to go see this movie. So I'm probably going to be contributing to about half of the box office sales. No, I'm just kidding. No one really listens to me that much. But that's it. Great movie. Go see it, definitely. Seeing it in IMAX, you can if you want, but you're not going to be missing out if you don't. I'm lucky enough to have quite an awesome theater, and so if you're 21 plus and you have this theater, that you probably know what I'm speaking of. If there's a theater like this around you guys, go see it upstairs. I mean, of course, how can you get any better than the upstairs? And that's all I'm going to leave it at, because I don't want to narrow down my spot too much. All right. By the way, Kai, his Let's Play has been kind of put off because he got really busy lately. And we recorded his first episode, just like we at the end of Alice, the second episode, if you watch that one. Or the beginning of it, I kind of say I'm going to go talk to him about it at the end, actually. And it turns out that we lost the footage again. I'm getting ready to take this computer apart and try and figure out what's going on. I think it's probably a virus or something, so it's probably nothing too big. But I've been losing. I mean, we had quite a few videos recorded this weekend. Me and Chris did a collaborative video on a certain game, and we were super psyched to see you guys see our initial reactions. And then we lost it all again. So, also, I'll go ahead and put this in here. I'm actually going to be leaving, so these reviews, the reason I'm kind of putting them out so much is so that Chris has some stuff to work with while he's getting his Let's Play sorted out and stuff. Which, by the way, he's not playing Outlast anymore. He just didn't get a big kick out of it. Anyway, I'm leaving. My real life's about to start slapping me in the face. So, let's just say mechanical engineering and neuroscience school does not take kindly to wanting to make YouTube videos in your spare time. So I have to focus on that and not this, sadly. So my videos won't be out as consistently. I will try and film some and then send them to Chris, and he can upload them when he wants, if he wants to. But as for myself personally, I am leaving and I will not be here anymore. For some of you, you might be like, thank God. Others, you might be kind of disappointed. Others don't care because this is your first time seeing me and whatever. So, yeah, that's the end of this. I think I'll do one more anime review, and it might be out later this week. That'll be up to myself. But other than that, guys, I'll see you all around. Enjoy Avengers if you want, and I'll have one last movie review out this weekend or this coming weekend, because I watched a couple reviews myself and I decided that I really want to go see this movie. So, see y'all on the flip side, hopefully sometime soon.